Hey everybody, welcome in. And it's time to talk about what raid is best for your club. Now, a lot of people have been talking about which which difficulty they're going to be choosing, which one is going to be best, which one should they go for, who's going to be pushing for should we just push for the highest one possible? A lot of questions like that. Now, for all of your specific clubs, you are going to have to ask the question, um, how strong is the club as a whole? What is going to best suit the club? Now, do we have some super high members, some super low members, a bunch in between, or a whole bunch at the top and then one or two at the bottom, or a whole bunch at the top and a couple in the middle? That kind of range of like, what is the strength of your club? And the leaders are going to have to make those decisions, or you as a club talk about it. And when the leaders will be able to come in here when the raids open in 1 day, 17 hours from now, from creating this video. It's going to be like a day by the time you all see it. So in that day, you have to decide, where do we fit? Where's our club best suited? Are we a beginner club? Are we like within a month of playing? Do we go for like the first? Do we go for the first tier? And the first tier will probably easily, I would say, people probably like just over a week in, if they're playing smart and following all these kind of instructional videos of how to make the most out of the game, this should be achievable, I'd say, within, actually maybe not within a week, because you still need to get your character bases up, but within a month or so, new characters, new players should be able to be doing this. And then you can make the most of your escape chances and all of that. And the rewards are the lowest, but getting these types of rewards will help you then progress, so you're then ready to do the next type of raid and then the next step up. So people in, this will be like the next lower type kind of clubs, like new-ish players who probably I'd say in the range of like 40 to 50, have a decent array of characters, and they only require star level 4 plus. So if you have a few 7 stars, they should be able to do pretty well in this raid, and you should be able to do a pretty decent amount of damage. And so if that's kind of like more your club, that's, I'd say, where you'll be sitting. But look at it as not just yourself, not just one or two players. Look at it as a club as a whole, because you're all going to want to play to it. You're all going to want to do as much as you can to meet those milestones for the whole club, as well as get the main reward that you're then looking at, which is going to be gems for everybody, the raid exchange coins for everybody, and yet again more resources to then level up your characters, so you can then be prepared for the next variety. And if you've got a whole bunch of like tier 5, tier 6 characters, you know, you could either maybe do a tier 2 easily, or maybe try your hand as a club at the tier 3 raid, which will require the star level 5s, and recommend around about gear tier 5. So if you've got gear tier 6 and 7s, I reckon that will still probably be pretty a decent raid, nice and fairly easy, and getting 50k tokens is nuts. And we'll talk about nuts, easy, not a bad way, nuts. It's not hard, and we'll talk about that in a few. But being able to use 5-star characters, it's not hard to get a 5-star. 5 stars fairly easily attainable as long as you're working on characters. So if you can do that, and then you can work your way up to tier 5 to tier 6 gear, boom, you'll be in a fairly easy place. I would say now, this is before any raids have actually taken place. This is the first raids we're about to experience, so we're still yet going to be feeling all of these out. But in saying that, if you all are watching this after the raids have taken place, or if the raids taken place, please jump back, head down to the comments, let me know your experience as a club, which tier you went at, where about your character ranges of all of your collection is sitting, and let me know how you found it. Because then more people that can come here, they can use it as a resource and be, okay, well, this person said they did this one and they had this kind of characters. Share the information, let's help everybody, and let me know. Head to my Discord, head into the comments, I want to know too. But this is going to take us to the tier 4s, which is around the 60 gear tier 6 recommended. So if you've got the 6s and 7s, I'd say they'll probably still be difficult. You can still use like the 40% escape chance, which is pretty decent. Now, for that, this is where things are going to start getting hard, is that you have to have star level 6 and above. And now that is when it starts getting exclusive. It is a lot harder. It's fairly easy to get to 4 stars, and to 5 stars is kind of the first little bit of a push. To get 6 stars and 7 stars, especially of hard characters and difficult characters, that is a massive push, as we've all experienced. And this is where your rosters are going to start getting culled down. So for this is going to be, if you want to attempt this, I would say you're going to want to have quite a few teams at that stage that you can then use throughout the raid. Not just one team, but quite a few. And that goes for all the ones down below as well. You want to have, if you've only got one team at tier 5, tier 6, tier 7, maybe you can push through some of these easier ones. But when you start getting up to the tier 6s, then you're probably going to get to the stage where like one team's just not going to cut it. And that's just speaking of like the difficulties that we've experienced in previous game modes and all these other types of things, how much above the recommended you can be to still find it easy. And for the sensational 6, we found that the recommended for the 5-star and the 6-star were actually quite difficult in this last lot of new events. So that is probably more of a leaning to how the difficulty that they're going to be pushing for these types of raids and things like that. So this is going to be fun. This is going to be awesome, but you're going to need to be prepared. So make sure whatever one you choose, make sure you and your club have a decent amount of characters that they can put towards it. Now, here getting on to the tier 5, you need to beat tier 5 to unlock heroic tier, the final tier, the tier where you get all the Ursula tokens. So if we look into these, pretty much all the rewards leading up to tier 5 and 6 is just you're getting more gear that's going to help you head towards the next one. So tier 3 is helping you get towards tier 4, going to help you to get towards gear tier 7 characters. Gear tier 4 and 5 are going to help you get those gear tier 7, 7.5 kind of gear, so you can get stronger characters and then work your way through these other top higher rates. And the heroic is where you're going to be getting those Ursula tokens. So this is where you're going to be, this is the aim goal, this is the end game goal of where you want to be. So who is going to be taking this and who's going to be going out this? So for this tier 5, recommended levels of 65 plus, star level 7s, gear 7s, this is going to be nuts. This is going to be crazy. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be hard, and especially since this one is going to, you have to have star level 6 for this one. So in here, I can use my big hero 6 characters, my Go-Go, who is a 6-star. I can use my Honey Lemon, which is a 6-star. Whereas if we move across here to tier 5, all of a sudden, boom, I can't use my big hero 6, my newer big hero 6 characters. So if that is your main team and one of your main teams that you can't use, then you're got to be thinking, okay, I can't do that now. So be wise, make some smart decisions. Now, in saying that, I've got a roster full of tier 7 stars. So even though I can't use those big hero 6, I think I'll probably have enough to make a good few teams to get through this. And then by seeing this tier 5, how difficult this is, we'll get a good grasp on how much more difficult the heroic tier is going to be. So that's going to be exciting. And it's going to be interesting to push toward these, see how many days they're going to take to take down. But hopefully that kind of information helps you. And as far as the tickets go, we've already nearly, by tomorrow, we're going to be maxed, and there's still another day and a half at this moment before raids can enter. And that's just by free to play. Using your gem, collecting all the free energy, using your 350 gem refreshes on character token nodes, on gear nodes, whatever it's going to be, will get you to your 1,000 daily. daily. And then when if you're free to play and you're just getting out to that 1,000, I hold off, only use the one just to take you up to the 1,000, wait for the next day to tick over, and then use my energy for the next day. And then you'll create a surplus, and then you'll have a bit more flexibility, and you're not just stretching yourself every single day. So hopefully that helps. Hopefully that'll help you all with this deciding of what raids you're going to be choosing, and I can't wait to see these raids, and we'll be covering it here on this channel, and I'll be giving you all feedback with people that have done all these different tier raids. So please get in contact in the comments on my Discord if you have done them, and we'll see you all soon with more information.